This is Watko's What the Hell is Going On Here? Is going on here? I've no idea. I just read it.
Hey, this is Watko's What the Hell is Going On Here. Welcome to the show. And as always, we start with Live on the Landing. And this week, our featured artist is Phil Grafton, local singer-songwriter. Take it away, Phil.
Okay, this one is called Go to the Country. There we go. I'm gonna take some time and go to the country. If you could read my mind, I'd be doing time. Things have got strange round here, away from the country. Wherever there's blame, there's fear, you can smell it in the air. I'm gonna set off now and carry on walking. I can get used to how this place is supposed to go. Can we just take some time and go to the country? 'Cause if you could read my mind, I'd be doing time. Then we'll just have to see if it's them or me that's crazy. Maybe I'm too bad, or maybe the world went mad and recommended to be offended. I won't do no harm out in the garden. I won't be reading palms and guessing where to go. Can we just take some time and go to the river? I don't care where or how, I just wanna go. Why is it such a fight to say if you're left or right? It's crazy. Maybe I'm just sad, or maybe the world went mad and recommended to be offended. Thank you.
That was awesome. More from Phil Grafton live on the landing a little later on the show. But right now, let me introduce you to my sidekick, Mutley. There he is.
Hello, Watko.
The pilot went well. They commissioned a series, and here we are on episode 1. How do you feel?
Well, I'm surprised to be here.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised to be here as well, to be honest with you. And because it's the first episode, we now have our very own house band, because obviously every talk show needs a sidekick. You're
Absolutely.
the sidekick.
Yeah.
And we now have a house band, a one-man house band. So let's cross over to introduce you to him. Of course, it's Alan Wilson, the amazing organist. Alan Wilson. Wow, what a signing, Mutley.
Fantastic. Really, really professional.
Our one-man house band, it's all in the fingers.
Yeah.
He used to be the organist at the Granada in Mansfield, the last organist there.
Did he really?
Yeah.
When did that close?
1973.
1970. And he's been waiting all this time for a comeback.
Yeah, and he's come back and he's doing it for us. We are very lucky.
Well, it's all down to you.
We are honoured.
We are.
We are honoured. Now, you know I've been away.
Yes, we've missed you.
I was down under.
Oh, all right. Okay.
In Australia.
Oh, yes.
In Australia.
Good day.
And, yeah, good day, mate. And I had a fantastic time.
Where's your tan?
Well, it wasn't that kind of holiday, to be honest with you.
All right. Well,
It was sort of a sightseeing thing.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I-
Melbourne, Sydney.
I've been on some of them. Have you brought me a Prezi back?
Well, funnily enough, I have done.
Oh.
So take a little look at this VT. Hey, it's Watko here, outside the Budgie Smuggler shop here in Manly, Sydney, and I'm popping in there to get a bit of a holiday present for my mate, my sidekick, Mutley, because I reckon he'd look good in some Budgie Smugglers. Let's take a look inside.
G'day. Welcome to Watko's Australian Adventure.
Skies out, thighs out for Mutley. Lots of choice, crikey. Here we go. We have got a beautiful pair of Budgie Smugglers for Mutley as a special present on the return of Watko's What the Hell Is Going On Here. Let me show you these. These are some real Bobby Dazzlers. Look at these. Mutley is going to look fantastic in these, and they've got platypus on them, which of course is a very Australian animal. So, Mutley, I hope you love these. And there you go, Mutley. Your Budgie Smugglers.
Oh.
Just what you've always wanted. Get them out. Get them out. I know we've already seen them, but, you know, to see that. Look at your face, look.
Oh.
I'll help you, because
Yeah.
I know you struggle with these things. There's nothing else in there, Mutley. Here we go. They're especially for you from down under. Right, if you look at that way around, there you go.
I think they're a little bit big.
No, I think they'll be just fine. I think they'll be just fine. That's the bum side.
Oh,
So we might try and get you in those a little bit later on.
yeah, shall I try them on now?
Not now, not now,
Okay.
Mutley. We'll wait. There you
Okay.
go. So you can have hold of
Oh,
those.
thank
there
you.
Go. You're Budgie. The lucky devil.
Yeah.
They're quite expensive, Budgie. What are you doing? Take that off your head, you silly sausage. Oh my goodness gracious. Anyways, the reason why Mutley's here is because, as we know, the psychic is here to laugh at my jokes.
Yes.
So, right, I've got you. Here we go. I say, Mutley.
What do you say? Do you say?
I say, what do you call a bear without any teeth?
I don't know. What do you call a bear without any teeth?
A gummy bear. Mutley, Can you smell onions?
No.
Not even up close?
Oh.
Oh, you can. Anyways, yes. Mutley will be back later with the soup of the day. So now is your chance. Now, let's get rid of that. Now is your chance to have a think about what the soup of the day, Watko, what the hell is going on here, soup of the day is going to be. Have a think about it and see whether you're right later on in the show when Mutley will be back. Maybe wearing his tomato ketchup outfit, not tomato ketchup, tomato soup outfit. Maybe I should make him a tomato ketchup outfit. Or will he be wearing the budgie smugglers? Stick around to find out, folks.
Dave's Food Reviews, sponsored by Just Eat. Did you just say Just Eat? Hello and welcome to Dave's Food Reviews. I am Dave and I will be doing food reviews for you in these special things because I like food and I've been eating food for about 30 years now, or 40. Food is vital, for those of you that don't know, for us to survive. You need to drink water and you also need to drink food. They are the two main sustenance groups. And in this series I will be reviewing different foods from different supermarkets. You may see adorned on my mask here that I've got all the major supermarket chain, well most of them, and also some fast food outlets as well. So I hope you'll find that interesting to look at. Now, in episode 1 of this series, I'm going to be doing crisps. And we all love crisps, don't we? Whether on a picnic or sat in a chair in your living room watching the TV. But crisps can come in very different varying styles of class. So today I'll be choosing 3 particular suppliers of crisps, and I'll be taste testing them for your viewing pleasure. The 3 supermarkets that I've chosen at random are, we've got crisps from Lidl, crisps from Asda, and crisps from Aldi. I couldn't draw their logo, so I've just done that, but you can read it. These are all ready salted crisps. In my opinion, they are the truest form of crisp. There's no kind of fancy dressing up or fancy clothes that they put on them. So I will be taste testing them thusly. I have a rating system, which is a bit of fun, and it's party poppers. So it will be a rating system out of possible 5 party poppers, and you'll see that come up after I taste test each crisp. So ready salted crisps, and let's start with the taste test. So we'll start off with Lidl. I think these crisps will take back, well, you buy them in multi-packs, but I think these particular crisps will set you back, you know, between £1 and £15, somewhere in there for a multi-pack. On the eye, they do look rather nice. A bit of a nibble taken out of that one, so they're not, you know, they've had some damage in processing or transmate on transportation, but you know, we won't mark them down for that, because basically you don't judge a crisp by its shape, do you, as the saying goes. So we'll pop that in, and I'll give it a chew and we'll see what we're thinking. Now, straight away, bang, salt. And the golden crisp of the oil, very nice. You can tell it's a high quality oil that they're using in their crisps, Lidl. And you know what? I can't find anything wrong with that. I actually can't find anything wrong with that. So I think we're strong off the mark, and we're going to start off with a Lidl ready salted crisp. I will give it 5 party poppers out of 5. Moving on to Aldi, the kind of cousin of Lidl. I know they've got most of the same letters in the names, haven't they? And they kind of offer the alternatives to the mainstream supermarket options for a little bit less of the cost. These are ready salted crisps, as you know, because that's what we're reviewing today. And this is like almost like a crescent moon, isn't it? Kind of like crescent moon. I think earlier we had probably what's the term? A rising nimbus, I believe it's called, and it's just a little bit taken out of it. That's very much a crescent moon kind of crisp. but it looks very similar build quality, can't fault it at all, not too greasy, not too dry, and we'll pop it in and we'll see how it tastes. Right. Again, not as much flavour as the Little Crisp, I will say that. But I mean, the flavour's there. I'm definitely tasting salt. Not too oily. Not too oily at all. I think overall that is a very. I've asked for them. I've said, can I have a ready salted crisp? And they've said, yes, please. And I've said, thank you very much. And Aldi, yeah, really well done. I'm gonna say five. It's another five. 5 party poppers out of 5. So well done, Aldi. Okay, for those millionaires amongst you who still shop at the main supermarkets, this is the Asda Fancy Pants option. You certainly pay through the nose for it, but we'll find out if that extra £1,000 goes into the finished product. Let's take one. I don't know, dear. Uh-oh. Look at the state of that. Look at the colour. Look at the... And you hold it up to the window, look. You see straight through it. You can see that the potatoes are probably off the poo pile, as we call it, in the farmer's market. They call it the poo pile because they put all the potatoes on a pile of poo. They're not for human consumption. So, Asda, on site alone, you should be ashamed of yourself, but you know, much as I don't want to, but we'll go on to the taste test aspect of it. Oh, dear. Oh dear, that is absolutely disgusting. That's disgusting. And you know what's even more disgusting? The fact that they charge you through the nose for it. Yeah, not at all good, Asda. You really should be holding your heads in your asses. Right, yeah, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. That, if I had to give that mark out of 5 party poppers, I mean, can I give it 0? No? Well, I'll give it 1, you know, just because they've actually served up what looks like a crisp. I'll give it a 1 party popper out of 5. Very disappointing on the whole there by Asda, and it just goes to show that you do not get what you pay for when you're going in the supermarkets. So, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's enlightened you when the next time you go to the shops to buy crisps. All that's left, we've got another feature here on the show because it's all about food and the celebration of food. We do what I like to call Takeaway at Week. Takeaway at Week. So we'll consult the toilet roll of choice for this week's Takeaway at Week. And this week's Takeaway at Week is Chippy. This week's Takeaway of choice is the classic chippy, and it doesn't matter what you get from the chippy, whether it's your pie and chips, whether it's your sausage and chips, whether it's your fish and chips, or you know, if you want to make it a bit kind of extravagant, have a kebab and chips. But you cannot beat the chippy. So if you are having the takeaway this week or weekend, whenever you're watching this, it's chippy for tea. Right, I've been Dave. I hope you've enjoyed my review show, and this has been Dave's Food Reviews. Back to you in the studio, Watko.
Well, thank you very much to Dave for supplying us with that beautiful video. And right now, I'm joined by an amazing person, somebody locally that I absolutely love. It's Carrie Austin. Carrie, how you doing?
That's an amazing little write-up you've got for me there. Is it written on the card?
It is. It is written on the card. So we were just talking about what we should call you during this interview. So
yeah, keep it clean.
Yeah, well, obviously we would never say anything rude. You're amazing. But yeah, what would you say your title is?
So I'm a photographer and I'm a neurodivergent advocate. I've got 2 businesses now, which we're going to talk about. But yeah, it's just getting it out there about how neurodiversity isn't understood, and when it's understood we can properly support people. So that's the gist of what I'm doing. And
of course you are neurodivergent yourself.
Yeah, ADHD and autism, diagnosed, certificated, so yes.
So what made you go on this journey then to sort of share your knowledge?
Well, it was the fact that I didn't know what was wrong with me. So for years and years I was obsessed with psychology, looking at things like anxiety and things, and I was like, I don't understand. I didn't want a normal job. That's why I'm a photographer. I thought I'll just be self-employed. But when I found out about ADHD at 43, autism at 45, I was like, if I don't know, other people don't know. So there was just such a gap in the market. There was no support. There was no kind of, right, well, now I know, I'll go and do X, Y, Z. There was nothing. So I was like, right, I need to do something. So I am community spirited anyway. I love a project. So I just thought, right, I'll just bring it all together. And that's where I'm at now.
And this is something called Wired Differently, which is
Yes.
CIC, isn't it?
It's a CIC because it was always going to be a community business. And even photography, my projects have always taken my money up. So it's not a problem putting the money back in. But people are sitting up and listening. There's some very big companies that I'm partnered with, whether it's West Notts or Portland College. People are listening to me, educators are listening to me. So already I'm going into it's like the second year, I'm where I would want to be at in 5 years' time. So I'm already ahead of, my projected, which is an amazing feeling to be listened to.
Are you pleased that people now seem to be sitting up and really taking notice of autism
Absolutely,
and ADHD?
yes. But even being autistic...
Treating it sort of like with respect in a sense.
Yeah, so it's gone from people being like, well, everyone's got ADHD, to people saying, actually, what is ADHD and how can we help that? So yeah, people, it's less of a joke now, I feel, in conversations, and people are sort of taking it more seriously and thinking, actually, there is something in this.
Well, it's probably every family probably has somebody in it that has neurodivergent issues.
As you say, there's a lot of people that are being diagnosed with depression and anxiety and stuff, and it's not. It's probably burnout from neurodiversity, and creatives are in office jobs that aren't suiting them, and, we need a big shake-up, basically.
And then you decided to write a book. And
I did.
I've got the book
It was
here.
literally a decision just to write a book.
There it is.
That's
Here is the book.
Yes.
Here, which literally just came out, in March of this year.
Yes. So what I found was that people were saying to me, like my mum, my family, my friends, what can we read? What can we look up beyond the memes?
To understand you better.
Yeah.
To understand.
So like, what do we need to know? And there's nothing.
So this is 100 things I wish I knew about ADHD and autism when I was a teenager.
It's literally exactly what it says on the tin.
And yeah, I've read some of it.
Yeah.
And it just gives you all of, you sort of like think, oh, that's interesting.
It's like a manual.
Yeah.
So say if I ever got into a relationship again, I'd be like, you need to read this book before we go any further. Read the book, sign here. But yeah, as I say, a lot of parents and friends haven't got the patience to sit down and read textbooks and read psychology books because no one's bought it all together. You've got to read one book about a certain aspect of it, another book like social aspect, psychology aspect. There's a lot of different things. Why doesn't it exist?
Well,
Why is it
now.
taking photographers to write a book? This is an important book.
And I think this is amazing and why you should be championed. And this is happening locally. This is actually sort of happening in the Mansfield Ashfield area and put together by you, Carrie. And I know there's more books in the pipeline, isn't there?
Yeah, there's definitely more books in the pipeline. The same kind of layout. If you open the book for me, please, Watko.
Yes, of course.
So each page has got a question. And then every page has got the science bit, why it matters, the neurodivergent difference, hacks and reflection. So you can start working on those things immediately instead of thinking, I need to go to a counsellor. I mean, what I've found is as well, I've tried to speak to a lot of professionals that are trained in neurodiversity. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what neurodiversity is to be treating it. So, as I say, this is why the book's important as well, because you need to speak to people with lived experience of anything, really, to understand it.
A starting point for people.
Exactly.
So what's, as I say, you've got some more books in the pipeline. How do you fit in? Because you're one of the busiest people that I know. How do you actually fit in all of this stuff that you're doing?
I think knowing what dopamine is now and knowing how to manage dopamine is a massive thing, because now I'm like, right, instead of just scrolling my phone for a couple of hours, I'll go on to the design software. So I'm just replacing what wasn't good for me with what is productive. So I'm not taking up any more time. I'm just stealing time from stuff that wasn't particularly healthy. So instead of just scrolling my phone in bed at night, I'm like, I'll write a book.
So you're not going through the reels or TikToking?
No, and I'm finding it fascinating just learning the process of self-publishing, and there's a lot of research that I'd be doing anyway. So I may as well write it down for other people.
So, Carrie, how do we find out more about you? I know you're on all the socials.
Just go somewhere in Mansfield and you're bound to bump into me.
Well, this is it.
Point.
We bump into each other all the time at various different events. I mean, you like to be involved in sort of the creative things that are happening locally. I mean, Mansfield is a great place for that sort of stuff, isn't it? And people like you make it happen.
I mean, I'm part of the We Are Mansfield ambassadors, part of the Mansfield Nashville Business Network. So if you did want to know more, I'm not hidden. Even if you just follow Carrie Austin on Facebook or Why Differently Sensory Seekers, I put my own events on.
Sip and Paint,
just get involved.
Tell us about Sip and Paint. That looks really good.
So Sip and Paint, it's a concept, but it's not my concept at all. It's mainly city centres that do it, which I get jealous of cities because they seem to have all these really cool low social effort events. So Sip and Paint, people come sometimes by themselves to put headphones on, great. Or they'll come with friends. It's just a really low social effort. You come in whatever you want to wear, you paint for a couple of hours and then you go home. There's no pressure. You don't need to be an artist. And as I say, they've taken off. They're just fun to do.
That's very mindful.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even people don't know about the nervous system. But nervous system regulation through art is incredible. Even through music, obviously you love music. The feeling that you get when you're in your music zone is like no other, right? You can't measure it against anything. Yeah. So art does that as well.
Well, you can't beat a bit of art.
Can't beat a bit of art.
You can't. Well, Carrie, thanks for coming in and chatting to us.
No, you're so welcome.
And obviously, where can people get the book? Tell us.
It's just easiest to say get it on Amazon. But also, Amazon has started to print off copies and keep them on a shelf because they must be selling. So if you ordered it today, you'd probably get it tomorrow on Prime. So just to let you know.
There you go. Yeah. Just to search for the book.
So it must be doing, as I say, I don't know any numbers. They don't keep you up to date with sales and things.
But people keep sort of stopping you in the street and saying, this is great.
Yeah. As I say, there's people that are reading it with their kids and then they're having conversations because it's conversations that they didn't know that they needed to have. And they're all there in that book. Like, okay, do you feel this? Yes, I do, actually. So there's a lot of parents that are relieved that they've managed to break a barrier to have that conversation. So, yeah. It's changing lives, babes.
Well,
but that's what we're here for.
This is it. Well, good luck with this journey because it feels like you've only just begun, as the Carpenters would say.
But I feel like people sort of watching it evolve with me. I don't know where this is going to go, but it's nice that people are there from the start through watching the photography stuff. It's like, okay, she's discovering the ADHD stuff, and it's like people are on this journey, buckled up, ready for what's next, and it's great. It's great attention.
Carrie, thanks for coming in.
No, you're welcome.
Find Carrie. Just type her name, Carrie Austin, into Google. Type it into Amazon, and you will find.
Or as I say, just hang around somewhere, and you'll see me walking past with my camera or something.
You will bump into Carrie.
Yeah.
She's often got a camera in her hand, and she's one of the nicest people in the local area too. So thank you for coming on. What the hell is going on here?
Okay, this is called A Shot in the Dark from Oven's Don't Think About an Elephant EP. Out now. Here we go. Sitting it out, letting the king go first, drifting about in my own universe, and I know it gets a little easier when you find your wealth is in the success of your health. Making a splash, oh, we could all do that, making it last. That's where the magic's at, and I hope it gets a little easier. You can't see the wood for too many trees. You can't taste the honey 'cause of all of the bees, and I know I can rise above it but I know it's a shot in the dark. A shot in the dark. Taking an aim, hitting the rabbit's eye, shifting the blame, making your mother cry. And I know it gets a little easier when you find your wealth is in the freedom from yourself. And I know I can rise above it, but I know it's a shot in the dark. But I know it's a shot in the dark. Thank you.
Well, a very exciting part of this episode of Watko's What the Hell is Going On Here is an introduction to something very special coming from this very area. It's a superhero based in Sutton in Ashfield to be precise, in Nottinghamshire, who some people may have heard of, some people may never have heard of him, and I wanted to introduce you to him here today, and also want to find out, what makes a superhero tick, and to see whether he's actually got the credentials to be a bona fide superhero. So please welcome, with open arms, the fantastic Meetabix Man.
Well, thank you very much, Watko. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here, and I believe Mansfield.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you in here. I have to say that I was really excited to have you here. So you're from Sutton?
Well, I am a superhero, and I don't like to disclose personal information, but I originated from Sutton.
From Sutton, okay. So how long have you been in the superhero business, Meetabix Man?
Well, I've been around for quite some time now. I've been chipping away. Every overnight success is 10 years in the making, Watko, and I believe I've been doing it for at least around about a decade now.
A decade, wow. And so you're still sort of bubbling under. I've heard of you, but I was asking around saying, have you heard of Meetabix Man? He's a local superhero, and pretty much everybody I've asked sort of looked at me blankly and said no.
Well,
you've been around for 10 years, but nobody knows who you are, so you really need to sort of get yourself out there.
It depends who you ask. May I ask what time you was perusing around asking these people?
Well, I was in Mansfield Marketplace around about 12 noon yesterday.
Mansfield, that's right. Well, maybe you should go to Sutton. I'm more popular there.
Yeah, well, you're from Sutton.
Well, there's a lot of strange people from Sutton, and that's where I like to do most of my business.
So what do you do then, Meetabix Man? What's the certain sort of things that you get up to in the super world?
Well, let me tell you, Watko, when duty calls, it could be anything. It could be putting a cat in a tree, helping an old lady across the street.
What about saving the world?
Saving the world is on my top list of things to do. Now, you may not know, but there's a governing body for all superheroes intergalactic.
Really?
It's an intergalactic committee on governing body called Ultron.
Ultron.
They're responsible for things like giving Batthink his wings of steel. And one day, I hope to get my very own emblem on my chest with an M for Meetabix.
Meetabix Man. So talk us through, how did you come up with the look? Because it really is, it's a look.
All superheroes start off with a very basic look, I gotta tell you. And this is my very first basic look.
You've been at this for 10 years, though.
But it takes a very long time. Do you know how long it took Batman to become the Batman that everybody knows?
I don't.
A very, very long time indeed. I mean, Batman started off in a pair of pajamas and a pair of Crocs.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So what the hat, would you call that a hat? Are you wearing?
Oh, this is a cowl, known in the superhero industry as a cowl. Batman has a cowl, and Batfink has a cowl, and even Banana Man has a cowl made of a banana, of course. And this is my very first basic cowl. It's made from a very popular brand of cereal. I don't know if you've noticed.
No, I hadn't. Britain's Got Talent's got a cowl as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, I do believe.
That's a different thing.
A Simon cowl, but that's a complete different thing.
It looks like you've got a box on your head, to be fair.
But it is shaped. It is shaped and it is molded into these antennae.
How long did that take you to put?
Well, I had a very supportive team.
Cut the box in half and then put it on your head.
Well, it's not as easy as that. I know you may assume, but it's not as easy as that. I'm afraid inside here is a very technical piece of equipment that lets me hear like a bat.
Right, like a bat.
Like a bat.
Okay, that's your superpower?
That's ultrasound. I can hear when anybody is in distress.
Right, wow. So what did you do before you got into the superhero business?
Well, I worked in a grocery store for a few years, and then...
In Sutton?
There was a branch in Sutton. It was a very well-known branch back in the day.
So will people know you on the street? I mean, obviously wearing this.
People know the superhero, Watko. They don't know the man that lies beneath. Right. Nobody knows the man that lies beneath. Meetabix!
Wow. Now, you've sent us some video footage of you doing a spot of superheroing.
Indeed I have. There happens to be a reporting team that arrives shortly after I have left the scene, and they capture most of my good deeds.
Right. So we're going to see that right now.
Right now. Let's do it.
Whoa! Hold there, little lady. Let me take care of this for you. No problem too big or too small for Meetabix Man. Take my arm. I can see you need help across the road. Well, allow me. Let's go. All right. One step at a time now. That's it. Easy as she goes. Okay. If you need sunshine, by the way, I'll move the clouds for you. All right. I've got you. Now look where you're going. One step at a time. There you go, little lady. All right. Well, allow me. Thank you. If you're ever in need, don't forget, just call Meetabix Man. Whoa!
Who's my bloody letter now?
That was Meetabix Man there, from what I can gather, helping an old woman across the road. Is that what you were doing there?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah, you fell asleep then for a second.
I was just listening to my super acute antennae hearing powers.
So
maybe there was somebody in distress.
Is there somewhere you should be rather than here right now?
Or? Well, you always have to be ready for duty, I'm afraid, Watko, and doesn't matter where you are. I was at a bar mitzvah the other day with little children having a good time, and then in came a call through my super acute antennae that I had to go and rescue somebody from a bank robbery.
Wow. Was that in Sutton?
No, that was in Birmingham.
Birmingham at the USA or in the...
No, over here in the UK.
Yeah, okay. And I didn't see any of that reported.
No, well, that's because I tend to get to the scene and deal with the problem before the local news reporters arrive on the scene.
Uh-huh. How do you feel about that? Not necessarily getting the love that you deserve, from the good work that you do. Is that... You don't want the adulation.
Well, let me tell you, Watko, it is a very, very lonely life being a superhero and a vigilante. Sometimes we cry in silence.
Well, Meetabix Man, I've got here a superhero-ometer, which shows us sort of the level of superhero feats that you're currently doing. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so you see that there. This was given to me by the organisation you were talking about earlier.
Was it Ultron?
Ultron gave this to me.
They made my cowl as well.
Yeah.
Great tea.
Yeah, great tea.
Great quality.
Great quality.
Great quality indeed.
Just knock this up in half an hour. Anyway, so I'm guessing at the top we're putting...
at the top, of course, the top agenda for any superhero is saving the world.
There we go. saving the world there. And what have you just done?
Well, I helped an old lady across the road when she was in need.
So I'm guessing that is somewhere like down here, isn't it?
I think that's sort of entry level for most superheroes.
Okay, well, that's...
There's various other things along the way, like putting a cat in a tree and...
Okay. Well, where would you... all right, okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Okay. My goodness, those sound effects are sponsored by Toys R Us.
So there we go, helping an old lady.
Old lady.
I think that's a bit too far up, to be honest. I mean, it needs to be sort of probably just about there.
Well, that suits my character a bit too far.
There we go. So, Meetabix Man, well done. And I know that you want to come in again at some point in the future, and hopefully we can raise that bar.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Watko, and I can't wait to come back, and hopefully you guys will tune in and see what I've been doing with my superhero pals, and of course, helping old ladies across the street, and who knows, one day I'll save the world.
Do you have a message for our viewers?
Well, thank you, Watko. Of course I have a message, and every vigilante and superhero should have a good slogan or a catchphrase. And mine, for you, watching at home, is, you're welcome.
So there you go, Meetabix Man. Maybe you didn't know about him before. You certainly do now. And what a character, what a character. And talking of characters, now time to cross over for a little bit of Jack Chats.
Well, I've been not having it, and then this morning I thought, I'm having it. Why not?
Keep talking.
Well,
You've got it all over your nose.
Have I? Oh dear.
You've got to have cream in your coffee, haven't you?
This is mocha. Very fattening.
Well, I like my cappuccino. Well, I mean, it's wonderful they've got round the other side of it and seen it, but I just really don't see
them. Come longer than it did last time.
Because they've gone right round the other side. They've never been there before. I really don't see the point myself, but...
Well, no, I'm a bit sceptical. I don't know. I just think, is it real?
Of course it's real.
I don't know. It just seems like really far-fetched.
Well, it's like the moon landing. They're still debating that, aren't they?
Yeah. I think it's because I watched a film once, obviously an American film, where they'd landed in the middle of the Mojave Desert and they hadn't really gone to the moon. And it's just probably stuck in my head.
Well, there's a lot of things we don't know about and we never will know about.
Yeah, there is. I do believe that there's such a thing as an alien. Because if there's somebody on this planet, why would there not be anybody on other planets?
Well, I just think we're very naive to think we're the only life form in the whole universe.
Yeah, I don't think we are the only life form. I mean, they might not all look like us, with cream on the nose and what have you, but I just think, there's a lot in this world we don't know about, and we're probably better off not knowing.
Yeah.
There's pride in it though, isn't there? When you've done it and you sit back and you look, you think, I've done that.
Yeah.
Like my garden, when I left my house at Bull Farm and then came to this one, I stood on back garden and I cried. I was like, I spent all that time making my house garden at Bull Farm look nice, and I've come in, looked at it, it's like a tit. But you know, when I'd done it, and it's not how I'd like it, but I sit back and think, I can have a gazebo, I can have my garden furniture. I think, I've done that.
You feel proud, don't you?
Yeah, you get a lot of pleasure from it.
I love my garden. And I have people, I've actually had people, because I live right on traffic lights, don't I? And I've had people stop at traffic lights when lights have been on red and I've been in garden. They've said, your garden looks fabulous. I've even had people say it's the best one along this road. And I think...
You've been...
Yeah. Mine's a lot bigger, isn't it? So you can see it more.
She's always had a
but
nice
I love my garden,
to be fair.
And I love it to look... And I wish they all look nice. It makes me smile.
I'm not green-fingered. I'm no Charlie Dimmock because I wear a bra. But actually, you got away with that. I'll never know.
She don't look like that now, does she? Bless her.
No.
Good girl. Oh yes.
I must admit, I'm a little bit of a hoarder with certain things, and you know, like I've got more pots than I can shake a stick at.
Ninja Queen.
And I live on my own. And I really don't need all these pots, but I think if I cook something one day, I might need that one, or I might need that one.
But if you've not used it for 6 months, you don't need it.
Exactly.
Do you need a dishwasher, Simmons? Is just you?
Well, I only use it every few days, so yes. I can't stand dirty mugs.
Who's she?
Viola Wells is there who sang, ooh, I'm
Gonna get along
without you now. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna get along without you now. I got along without you before I met you. Gonna get along without you now. Gonna find somebody who's twice as cute, but I didn't want you anyhow.
I'm not singing because
You told everybody that we were friends, and this is where our friendship ends. But all of a sudden you changed your tune. You haven't been around since way back June. That's it.
Well, welcome back. Forget about the manosphere. This is the Sillisphere, if there is such a thing. And Debbie Holt, host of a brand new comedy night at the Black Market in the Warsop, is with us. Hi, Debbie. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in and being part of this. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been doing comedy now for nearly 2 years, I believe. So this is relatively new to you, I suppose.
Yeah, 18 months actually. Yeah, very new. People say, is it a bucket list? I think it was just one of those midlife crisis kind of things. You know, you look at your life and you think, is this it? And then you challenge yourself. So yeah, I went down to Nottingham. I did the Canal House in Nottingham, like 100+ seater on a stage, all, you know, proper thing. Did me 5 minutes, came off, and people were hugging me. I thought it was like this all the time.
Brilliant.
And then probably the week after, I were in a pub and there were about 6 in, so it were a reality check. But it's great fun. Meet lovely people, really enjoy it.
So really, you did it once, and you were only going to do it once,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you're sort of building a bit of a career out of it. I mean, are you gigging all the time now?
Yeah. Two, at least twice a week, sometimes more. I kind of have an agreement with my husband that I can only go out twice a week. You know, it's like being grounded. So twice a week I can go. But then, if I get a really good gig, you know, if I'm on with people I want to be on with, or if there's a chance of, you know, progression, then I'll do that. But my husband don't really buy it.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that when I heard that you were doing, I heard about you from a comedy gig you were doing in Shirebrook, because that's where you're based, in Shirebrook,
I am,
of course,
yes.
which is in our area.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd reach out, and when I reached out to you, you said, well, I've just started a monthly comedy thing in Warsop at the Black Market. This is Delightful Deborah's Laughing.
It is, yeah.
So, I mean, how much comedy is actually taking place locally?
Not a lot. No, there's a drought in this area, definitely. I mean, if you Google comedy near me, it'd bring up Sheffield, Nottingham, Derby. So, yeah, and it's kind of, Mansfield in the East Midlands has got a bad reputation for comedy. And I think it's not that the people don't want to laugh. Who doesn't want to laugh? It's just putting the time in and finding the right locations. But yeah, no, I was at the Ladybrook last night, the Ladybrook pub.
Brilliant.
On a Good Friday. On at 7:30, this shouldn't work. You know, Good Friday, daytime drinking, it shouldn't work. And it did. It worked. It was fantastic. The audience were into it. They all stayed in. They pretty much sat still. They were up and down to the bar all the time. And they engaged with us. It were, like I said, I was surprised and not being disrespectful to the clients at all. It were more to do with it being a Good Friday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as you say, not a lot of comedy taking place locally. I know that they do some nights at the Palace, but I don't see that as sort of grassroots sort of stuff in pubs, in clubs and things like that. The last time I think there was a comedy night as such was about 20 years ago with a fella called Paul B. Edwards who used to do it at the Late Lounge,
right?
Which is a long time ago, isn't it? So the fact that you're doing it again is fantastic. Obviously, you're putting this together, you're promoting it, you're the compere. Is this something that you wanted to do? I mean, it sounds like you wanted to be a comedian, really.
Yeah, no, it's much easier to turn up somewhere, do your 10, 15 minutes and leave. It's much easier. You don't have to worry about, are people going to drop out? Are people going to turn up? No, it's just what happened. And it's all off. We did a charity night at Carter Lane in Shirebrook, and we raised funds for Rhubarb Farm, which is up at Langworth. And all this comes, this promotion side of it comes from that. It was just word of mouth.
You got in touch with me about that at the radio station, and that's where I sort of heard about you, and now it's sort of taking off. So first gig at Warsop in March, how did it go?
Fantastic. Amazingly well. For a launch night, we didn't know what to expect. They have an open mic night, the 1st and 3rd, which is it's a music night. And I'd been in to talk to them. We'd already made arrangements what night we were going to have the gig. And I went down to the music night and pinched 10 minutes of the stage time. And it was all musicians there. And they loved it. They were really receptive. And when we run the gig, a lot of them had come. And, the feedback were good. The landlady was excited, is happy to promote it. I'd say maybe 40 people on a first night. Brilliant.
And it's going to be on the last Thursday of every month going forward?
It's the 4th Thursday because we have some 5-week months, don't we? So
it's the blooming 5-week months.
Yeah, so it's the 4th Thursday of every month, 8 till 10ish, something like that. And we do it as pay what you like. We basically go around, with a bucket, and then I share that out between the comedians because they need fuel money. We all need petrol money.
And obviously they're looking for gigs all the time. So, I mean, is it difficult to find people to come to the local area to Warsop?
Not at the moment, no. I'm booked. I've got the gigs booked now through July. So it's April, May, June, July. So I've got 4 months worth of gigs already booked in. And I've got a girl booked in for October because she lives down south and she's visiting friends in Sheffield, and can I get her in while she's up?
So it's all about, we were chatting before we did this, it's all about gig time, sort of time on stage for these comedians so they can hone their act.
Exactly. And we just do 10-minute spots. We put people in for 10-minute spots. I've tried to book a headliner more like the pros or semi-pros. I try to book them, and I'm calling in lots of favours. Basically, that's it.
And these are people that you've gigged with elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've got a regular gig in Derby, am I right in saying?
Yeah, the comedy club, the Lamb Comedy Club. I'm a rotating host on there, so it's usually about every 5 or 6 weeks. But then I see grassroots. Then I see people who are doing the first ever gig, and also I'm seeing new people who will come to Warsop.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Fantastic. I mean, are there many local comics?
Do you know what? There isn't really, and please, let's hope they get back to us and say, yeah, there is. I know a couple, a natural couple, a guy and his girl. I know them. Not really. Please, if there is, reach out. That'd be great.
Why do you think that is, that there aren't many comedians?
Because they're ever so funny round here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, they are. I mean, obviously, telling by your accent, you're not originally from Shirebrook.
No. Originally from Rochdale, but I've kind of been in this area for 20-odd years, and my kids have settled down here.
You were a landlady, weren't you?
Yeah, I used to have a pub at the Rose and Crown on Stonyford Road. If anybody knows me, hi.
Yeah, exactly. They'll recognise you from pulling the pints.
Yeah, but that were in 2000, so it was 20 years ago. I like this area. It's far enough north to be northern. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you start getting down to Birmingham, and I'm sorry, but they're starting to get a bit southern. I like my northern folk. I like real people.
Oh, this is it.
I like real folk.
Well, as a Mansfield lad myself, obviously I love it here. Mushy peas and all that jazz,
Yep.
One of my friends says that that you can't get good mushy peas south of Worksop. I think that's rubbish. That's rubbish. You definitely get good mushy peas and good fish and chips.
When we did Carter Lane, we sold tickets because it were a charity night, and the biggest thing that sold it, especially to Carter Lane regulars, is that we put pie and peas on.
Pie and peas.
We put pie and peas on.
That's the legendary thing.
It were.
As soon as there's pie and peas...
Me and my husband made pie and peas for 140 people. Absolutely mad, innit? Absolutely crackers. But it were great. It were great.
So Debbie, where do you want to take this then? Obviously, you say 18 months in to doing this? It was a bucket list thing, and now you're doing it regularly. You're putting on gigs.
Do you know what? There isn't really a plan. It's just kind of go with the flow. I hope that the black market venue, I hope that grows, and I'd like to take it in the back in the function room, because they've got a function room that does over 200 people, but you can separate it. So I'd like to take it in there, and I'd like it to become a ticketed event, because then I can get headliners, I can get TV standard.
Well, that would be great, wouldn't it?
But
do you think you'll ever get on the TV? I mean, this is kind of TV, but it's not TV.
Yeah,
Would
no.
you like to?
Of course I would. Yeah, of course I would. No, I think, and I'm not putting myself down, but I think that I've come to comedy a bit late in life. I have got the ambition, I have got the drive, I've got the confidence, because I'm not scared of failing. I'm old enough to know who I am. I'm old enough. I'm not insecure. But I think as far as that kind of level, I think I'm too old.
Well, I don't think so.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
You just got to keep going and do what you do.
And I do, and there is a place for me. And there is. I'm not like a shock comedian. I swear a couple of times, but I swear because people don't expect it because of who I am. Do you know? So can I tell stories, and then if I actually say the F word, I get a bigger response.
Because they're
the shock. It's the shock, and and it's like, oh. So I do it for that effect. I don't do it. Lots of comedians, I mean, lots of people, it's just part of the normal language. It's not part of my normal language. So I don't bring. Yeah, so I don't bring it to the stage unless it's got use.
Who are your heroes in the comedy world?
Well, Victoria Wood, of course, and Caroline Aherne, because she's a northern girl, and I like that kind of observational, just waffle.
Yeah.
I like that kind of
Mrs.
comedy.
Merton was just genius, wasn't it?
Gosh.
She was amazing. I said that people from your neck of the woods make good comedians. And you sort of said it's because it's always raining and it's a drab part of the world.
It is. It's very grey. It's very grey. When people, when family do come down to visit us down here, it's kind of like being on holiday. Look at all this greenery. It's like, oh, there's trees. This is a lovely area, and we're in the middle. We're like the epicentre. We're kind of, all these big cities are around us, and we can nip into them and get out of them.
Yeah,
I'd say that. Yeah. Who wants to live? I like going to Nottingham. I like all the things they've got in Nottingham, the theatres and all that. But I don't want to live in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's fair dues. And the good thing about sort of here being in the middle of the country is that you can grab the comedians from the north and from the south, and they can all meet here in the epicentre, which is the Black Market in Warsaw. That's where it's going to be.
I hope so. It is such a good venue. And the bar, even though, you see, when you do pub gigs, you run the risk of that people are at the pub and just happen to have comedy on. They're setting it up as a comedy night. So people are coming in for comedy. She said that on the non-open mic nights, usually just be a few people having a drink at the bar. But we filled the bar. We filled it with people who come to see comedy, and that's what you want.
Come for a laugh.
Yeah.
Come for a giggle. And there's nothing better than, going out, and particularly if you've had a bad, week at work, and have a giggle to some great comedians. And the fact that you're doing this locally, I think, has to be applauded. So,
it does.
Debbie, thanks for making it happen.
May it continue.
Right. It's now time for you to use the pink pointer of positivity.
Hey.
Basically, this is the pink pointer of positivity. I want you to point at something positive to cheer us up in these dark times. So there we go. If you point that at something that you think is particularly positive, there we go, pointing away.
Mushy peas!
Does that make you feel a bit better, Debbie?
I feel wonderful.
Good. I'm pleased. That is the magic of the pink pointer of positivity. Every home should have one. And of course, you can make one if you want. Instructions are on the website. There isn't a website, Debbie.
There isn't.
There isn't. Do you have any websites or social media to tell us of that people can go?
There isn't a website.
There isn't a website either. You've got social media.
I've got social media.
If people want to find you, where do they find you?
Facebook, Debbie Holt Comedian, and they'll find me that way. And then there's links to YouTube and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. But off that site.
All that jazz. Are you into the world of social media? Are you social media mad?
It's a very useful tool.
Do you get help on that side of things?
Yes, from my 13-year-old granddaughter.
There you go. Well, then she'll be an expert. So, Debbie, when is the big gig at the Black Market in Warsaw?
So it's April 23rd. It starts...
St George's Day.
Wow.
Yeah. Was that done on purpose?
No. Maybe a theme there. We'll see. We'll think about
Did you
it.
dress up as a knight?
No.
No, okay.
Maybe a damsel.
A dragon? I mean, I could come as a dragon. I could just be in the audience, just sat there as a dragon. You could slay me halfway through.
My husband did say I'm already a dragon.
Unbelievable. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
So April 23rd, it's a free night. If you enjoy the comedy, please give a donation, and all that money pays for petrol for the comedians.
We wish you the best of luck with it. Hopefully going to come along and see one of them.
Oh, you'll be very welcome.
Looking forward to coming to see you and see the others perform. When I said comedy heroes, who's some of your favourite ones that you've performed alongside? You know, some of the smaller comedians.
Oh, I've got to give him a shout out. My partner in crime's a guy called Chris Richmond. He was actually the first comedian that I met. The first gig I ever did, he came up to me and congratulated me and said really positive things. And I saw him around, and I've met, I'm friends with his wife and everything, and he's just my go-to guy. Every time I do a new gig, like the Ladybrook that I did, and this, the Black Market, Chris is on.
Wow.
I bring him on, and yeah, he's just solid and funny, and he reads the room, and he can work to however the room is, he will adapt. He's very good. And I can name lots and lots of other people, and I'm not going to start naming them because if I've missed somebody off, I'll be in trouble. So I'm just going to put Chris Richmond out there.
Chris Richmond, yeah.
And he's a local lad. He's getting towards Nottingham, but like 30 minutes away.
So yeah, there we go. He can come up and do some bits for
will.
you, which is fantastic. Well, Deborah, thank you so much for coming in, and good luck with the Black Market. Delightful Deborah's Laughing, like the old 70s show.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, she was brilliant.
Goldie Hawn, and nobody else has used it since, so I've stole it.
Here comes the judge and all that business.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I just stole the name.
Just stole the name. You're not going to have it like all the stuff that the Laughing had and people coming out of windows and doors.
Yeah, but I don't think people remember it. You're the first person that said that. I think it's too American and too far back kind of thing.
Talking of America.
Oh, talking of America,
you used to live there, and you were a shock jock, were you not, in America? Like Howard Stern or something?
Well, it was in the times before PC, so anything went. I wouldn't say I was a shock jock, but it was the times of Howard Stern.
Yeah, and you were over there. Where were you doing that?
It was 80 miles north of Manhattan. It was a place called Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie.
What was the station? Radio station?
WPDH, the home of classic rock and roll.
WPDH, the home of classic rock and roll. Something like that.
Exactly like that. That's how it sounded,
That's
yeah.
how it sounded.
And I had Delightful Deborah's Hour of British Rock.
Uh-huh.
And I just played British rock music, obviously, but we took phone calls. And I used to tell them that I was 5'8", long red hair, and rode a Harley. Just because this is radio, I'm 5'2" and round, and I couldn't get my leg over a Harley.
Well, I'm sure you could maybe try that at some point in the future. You could get you on the back of a Harley doing some comedy around the Mansfield circuit, potentially. Deborah, thank you so much for coming in and spending time with us in this tiny, tiny studio. And good luck with all your comedy ventures. And thank you for hopefully making this area the epicentre of comedy for the universe, the known universe.
Thank you. Yes,
the known universe.
That's what we aim for.
It's time to pause for some polka. On Watko's What the Hell is Going On Here, we do something called Mutley's Soup of the Day. And now is the time to reveal that Soup of the Day.
Today's soup of the day is chicken soup. Humans were already boiling food by the time that chicken was domesticated in Neolithic times, so it's likely that chickens were being boiled for soup. But modern chicken soup typically includes root vegetables such as carrot, onion, leeks and celery, which was a staple diet across Northern Europe. Today's soup of the day is chicken soup.
So did you get that? Today's soup of the day was chicken soup. And Mutley there looking phenomenal in his Campbell's soup tin outfit, dressed like Andy Warhol. And his real name is Andy. Mutley's real name is Andy. That's the truth. That is the truth. Mutley?
Yes.
Mutley?
Yes.
Are you wearing your budgie smugglers?
I am.
Underneath your soup outfit?
I am indeed.
Are you going to reveal that for us?
I can.
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
You can reveal the budgie smugglers.
I am Captain Wazzo, and before I begin my message to you humans, I must say you are one of the most primitive life forms in the universe. I have seen your tiny tin can that you sent to your puny moon. It really made me laugh. You literally have nothing technology-wise that comes anything close to what we have in my zone of the universe. My engines and spaceships are arriving in due course, and when I get them here, they will destroy the Earth unless you meet my demands. You have been warned. Goodbye.
To us.
After 10 o'clock.
No, after 10 o'clock.
The watershed.
Yes, the watershed. Mutley, what I want you to do is I want you to reveal those budgie smugglers for us during the last song that Phil Grafton's going to do for us live on the landing. Is that possible?
It's possible. It depends on the fee. You know what I'm saying?
I'll see what I can do. Back to Phil Grafton.
I don't care if you never come home. I don't mind if you just keep on rolling away on a distant sea. 'Cause I don't love you and you don't love me. So cause a commotion when you come to town. Oh, you put on a smile and they melt. Having lovers and friends is all good and fine, but I don't like yours and you don't like mine. La 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 la. La 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 la. I don't care what you do and I know I don't care how you get your delight, so I'll leave it alone. I'll just let it be. I don't love you and you don't love me. I got a problem. Can you relate? I got a woman calling love hate. We made a vow we'd always be friends. How could we know that promises end? La 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 la. La 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 la. I tried to love you for years upon years. You refused to take me for real. It's time you saw what I want you to see, and I'd still love you if you just loved me. I got a problem. Can you relate? I got a woman calling love hate. We made a vow we'd always be friends. How could we know that promises end? La 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 la
Well, this brings to a close this edition of What the Hell is Going On Here. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to all my guests. Have a great one, and of course remember to like and subscribe.